Alpine wants to break into America with this wild fastback, if Trump allows it. The new electric A390 combines a 5-seater cabin with aggressive styling and sports car levels of performance. The new 5-door A390 EV is the most practical member of the Alpine lineup yet. Production in France. Sales begin Q4 2025 with UK pricing from around $81,300. 3-motor setup delivers up to 463 horsepower and all-wheel drive with torque vectoring. It borrows design cues from the lightweight A110 coupe, but stretches the formula into a more practical 5-door format with a larger footprint. The Alpine A390 stays largely true to the A390-beta concept shown in October 2024, keeping its low-slung, aerodynamic silhouette and sharp bodywork. Some of the wilder design elements have been toned down for production, but the finished model still delivers a sportier presence than your average crossover or SUV. 2 trims will be available at launch, GT and GTS, each set apart by unique wheels and badging. Exterior highlights include a dramatically sloped roofline, fragmented triangle accents on the front bumper, and full-width LED light bars front and rear. Subtle nods to the A110 appear in the character lines along the sides. Wheel sizes vary between 20 and 21 inches, paired with 6 inches, 152 millimeters, of ground clearance and discreet lower cladding that nods to ruggedness without fully committing to it. Inside, the show car's futuristic cabin gives way to a more down-to-earth 5-seater layout. The dashboard is closely related to that of the Renault Megane E-Tech, featuring a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and a 12-inch central touchscreen. While the general layout might feel familiar, Alpine-specific elements like the steering wheel, center console, and trim materials help the A390 stake out a more premium position. Standout features include the Napa leather sable bucket seats found in the flagship GTS trim, a 13-speaker Devialet audio system pumping out 850 watts, and a 532-liter, 18.8 cubic foot cargo area that adds real-world practicality. Despite its sporty stance, the A390 is quite practical in size. It measures 4,615 millimeters, 181.7 inches, long, 1,885 millimeters, 74.2 inches, wide, and 1,532 millimeters, 60.3 inches, tall, with a 2,708 millimeters, 106.6 inch, wheelbase. That makes it 136 millimeters, 5.4 inches, shorter and 92 millimeters, 3.6 inches, lower than a Tesla Model Y, helping it land somewhere between a hot hatch and a compact SUV. Power figures are strong across both trims. The GT offers 396 horsepower, while the GTS bumps that to 463 horsepower. Torque numbers are equally robust at 650 Nm, 479 lb-ft, and 808 Nm, 596 lb-ft, respectively. The quicker GTS trim does 0 to 100 km per hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour, in 3.9 seconds and tops out at 220 km per hour, 137 miles per hour. Both versions use an 89 kWh lithium-ion battery good for 520 to 555 kilometers, 323 to 345 miles, of WLTP range, and support up to 190 kilowatts DC fast charging. In terms of the chassis setup, the A390 features a dedicated suspension with hydraulic stops, similar to the ones in the discontinued Renault Megane RS hot hatch. Alpine engineers opted for a very short steering ratio, and put a lot of emphasis on the braking feel. Handling is further enhanced by the bespoke Michelin tires, designed specifically for the A390. Orders for the A390 will open in mainland Europe and the UK in the fourth quarter of 2025. Final pricing hasn't been announced yet, but early estimates place the GT around £60,000, $81,300, and the GTS at roughly £70,000, $94,800. That puts it in the same neighborhood as the Porsche Macan EV, which starts at £68,500, $92,800, in the UK. For comparison, the Porsche Macan EV, a key rival, starts at £68,500, $92,800, in the UK. The new Alpine will go up against a crowded field that includes the Audi Q4 Sportback, BMW 9/2, Cupra Tavascan, Maserati Grayscale Folgore, BMW i4 M50, DS No 8, and Tesla Model Y. The French brand was supposed to expand in the US market in 2027, but this plan has been put on hold due to the tariffs imposed on imported vehicles. These would certainly affect the A390, which is a product of France. The EV is manufactured at the Dieppe factory. The powertrains are made in the Cleon plant, while the battery packs are produced in Dunkirk and assembled in Douai. Alpine had planned to enter the US market in 2027, but those ambitions are now on pause thanks to tariffs on imported vehicles. The A390, being a thoroughly French creation, would be hit hard. It's built in Dieppe, with powertrains coming from the Cleon facility, and battery packs produced in Dunkirk before final assembly in Douai. Still, it's not a closed door just yet. Much depends on how negotiations between Europe and the Trump administration unfold in the coming months, so there's still a strong chance the A390 could find its way to North American driveways in a couple of years.